Sunday Stamping with Susan and Julie. I'm Julie Davison, and this is my mom, Susan LaCroix. We have been demonstrators for 20 years, and this is our weekly video series where we share Stampin' Up! Projects with you. Mom and I live a couple states away, so we stamp together on Zoom, and it's just so much fun that we can still connect and share projects. I wish we could see each other more often than we do, Mom, but that's just not the case. How are you doing this week?
I'm doing okay. Trying to just stay cool. It's been hot this past week.
Yes.
And it is going to be hot again at the beginning of, well, starting tomorrow. We're supposed to be back up into the 90s. So
it has been hot here as well. This morning, though, well, we're filming this earlier than Sunday. I don't even know what day it is. Whatever day it is, I walked out and I was like, oh, it's kind of nice out here this morning. So we had like a little brief hiatus with the storm system that moved through, but it's hot again. Today on the video when you're watching is Sunday, June 19th, and it's Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day.
Jim is away. He is with Claire at a softball tournament, and I'm not sure where Dad is either, but happy Father's Day to Jim and to Dad and to all the fathers out there. Maybe not so many of them are watching at home, but we hope that you're enjoying the day, celebrating all the fathers and men in your life.
Yeah.
Do you guys have big plans tonight, Mom, for Father's Day?
Actually, some friends are coming in. They arrived from Arizona late last week, and they're coming this way. They're going to spend a couple of nights with us. Their family and other friends are clamoring to see them since they've moved to Arizona. So they're going to be kind of bouncing around a bit. So I'm real happy that they're going to join us today. We're going to grill burgers and dogs, and I've made potato salad. We have a watermelon. Nina and Luis and their kids are coming over, and Anthony, and so yeah, we'll have a few folk here, so it'll be kind of fun.
That sounds like a great way to celebrate. I don't know what time Jim and Claire will be home, so it may be late. It probably will be late, so we'll have to have a special Father's Day dinner another time.
Absolutely.
Well, we picked out a very special product to highlight this week for Father's Day. So let's switch the camera over, Mom, and you can show everybody what product we're using.
I'd be happy to. All right, so we have chosen the Brewed for You bundle. It's on page 83 in your annual catalog. And this has kind of got some special meaning for Julie and me. My father, well, first of all, he used to work for a brewery, Stroh Brewery, but he also used to make his own beer. And I remember getting him, I can't remember if it was when he retired or if it was one of his birthdays, and I bought him a beer making kit just for fun, for something to do, and he just really got into it. So he had this whole system, and he would do different flavors. The darker beers was his favorite. That's Dad's favorite too. But then when he was kind of getting done and getting ready to retire from his own beer making, he taught Mark, our son, how to make beer. And so when it was ready to open his first batch of beer that he brewed, they had us over for dinner, and Mark was living in Michigan at the time. And so unbeknownst to Mark, we had a whole graduation ceremony, and we made a certificate from, I can't remember, it was the Hunt Brewing Academy. I don't remember now. Noni played Pomp and Circumstance on the keyboard, and we had a nice dinner and a special little cake. And so it was a lot of fun, and his beer was really good. But so that just brings back, it just warms my heart when I think of all that. Dad and Mark were pretty close, and and we miss him. We miss him today on Father's Day. So anyway, that's what we're going to use. So let me show you the actual stamp set and die. So Brewed for You, I owe you one or several. Oh, ale, yes. Around for your birthday. So you've got, a beer mug, and you've got a glass and a growler. And I don't really know that you serve beer in here, but you can brew wine, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. But lots of fun with this stamp set. And I had a story. Oh, Guinness. When we were in Ireland, we went to Dirty Nelly's. It was a pub, and the bartender would line up pints and half pints of Guinness, and he'd just line them up on the bar, and then you come and take them. So yes, and then we go sing songs with the natives, the locals. So it was a lot of fun. So that's the stamp set and the dies. So you've got the mug and the glass with some innards in the growler. You've got, this is actually it's supposed to be hops. So if you're going to use that, the appropriate color for hops are green. And these little leaves, and I'm not sure what those are. Maybe Mark.
Maybe to go with the hops.
Maybe I'd have to ask Mark. I know I've seen pictures of hops, and this is what they look like. So anyway, so that is the stamp set. I'm getting a glare. The stamp set and the dies. So I am ready to turn the camera over to you, Julie, if you're ready to share.
I am. Yeah, I have a few projects to share with you first. These are swap cards that I received. I wasn't going to get this bundle at first, but then I just couldn't resist to make cards for Dad and for Mark. This one doesn't have a name on it. I should have looked it up beforehand. This was, I know it was somebody from our team swap that made this one, and there's such a glare, I should just take it out. Using some of the He's the Man designer paper. In the background, that plaid with the early espresso. And I just love this the sentiment. Oh, yes. I think it's so funny. Here's another one. I'm going to take it out of the plastic. This was from team member Cindy Malone, made this one for our group swap. I love that she used the brick embossing folder and the wood grain embossing folder, and did that technique where you ink on the embossing folder, and so you get sort of that added detail. Then she used that new frame die to just frame out the whole card, and I think that totally looks like it's a pub and ready to share a couple pints of beer.
That is wonderful.
Isn't that great? I just love all the detail. Here's a pretty one too. I'm going to take it out of the plastic. This one's from Davison. She was a team member for a little while, and she used some clear embossing powder can you see the shine on that?
Oh yeah.
To emboss the image after it was stamped. And I just think that gives it such a fun texture detail. The colors here are great too. Night of Navy, and then Bumblebee and some smoky slate. Great background too, with the outline of the glass there. And then on the inside, I think that looks great too. Oh, yes. And then one more, this one's from Kay Cogbill, using that, you called it a growler. Is that right, Mom?
Yes.
I just want to call it a jug. Another great card. Well, I was inspired with the brick background. And so the card I'm going to make today, I did a little bit of embossing with that brick wall embossing folder. And then I also wanted to bring in another new product. This is the Deckled rectangle dies. Do you have these, Mom?
Oh, yes. And you have used them and love them.
This is my first time using them because they're brand new in the annual catalog that just started, I guess, May 1st now. But I love the shape for masculine cards, right? It's not too girly. It just kind of adds a little bit of texture. So I've cut a piece with the Deckled rectangle dies from Very Vanilla. So my colors are early espresso, Very Vanilla, little Sahara sand, and then some Cajun Craze. So my card's going to be kind of simple. I just realized that I forgot to do a little cutting, so I'm going to do that now. So I'm just going to cut a little piece off the front at 1 1/4, so that the front just has, kind of a slit, and you can see the inside. So then on the inside, I'm going to have the 4 by 5 1/4 Very Vanilla. And then this 1-inch piece of Sahara sand that has the embossed bricks on it. So you'll be able to see those on the inside and the outside of the card. Just love that little peak of color, little texture. And that is 1 by 5. So there is a little border of vanilla all the way around it. So you can still see it when that card is closed. so let's do some stamping. I'm using the early espresso and I'm going to stamp on the inside another round for your birthday. And then on the Cajun Craze, which is 3/4 by 3 inches, I'm going to stamp I owe you one or several. And then on that deckled rectangle, I'm stamping our mug. So I'm going to do this toward the top so that I have room for the sentiment across the bottom. I'm going to add some of the froth. Is that the right word? I guess like the head.
Yeah.
And I wasn't sure like what color to do this. I don't really want to add a lot of color, but I am going to use the Wink of Stella to color and sort of add that like sudsy kind of look. But I have to be careful because this is early espresso ink. And so if you color over the early espresso details in the stamp, you'll blend that and it'll be brown instead of just that like extra sparkle clear. So just be careful when you're doing that. And then for the inside, I'm going to stamp. I love this two-step kind of stamp. And I was trying to decide if it should be stamped off or if I should just stamp it straight on there. I'm going to just go for it.
There you go. That's good.
My sample, I did a stamp off. So you can tell me afterwards if you think it looks better a little bit lighter. But I guess it just depends on the beer, right? Because some beer is lighter and some beer is darker. So we're going to do a little tear on one edge here. And then this is going to go across the bottom of the deckled rectangle. And the He's the Man suite has these rustic metallic dots or whatever they're called, shapes. So I'm just going to do one of these over there just to add a little embellishment. Sometimes it's tricky embellishing masculine cards, right? Because you don't want to like go too like frilly and get too crazy. So I think these rustic dots are just kind of the perfect way to add just a little something. So this is going to go on with some Stampin' Dimensionals. And that will be it for this clean and simple card. I'm going to center my deckled rectangle in the early espresso card base, but I'm actually going to take that off because I want to move it over a little bit and have it hang off the edge. So maybe you should add the Cajun Craze after you put it on the card. I got a little carried away, I guess. But there's the finished card.
Cute.
Really clean and simple, but I think just a perfect way to celebrate a masculine birthday.
Yes.
I have another version. Here's the one where it's stamped off. So I guess that's light beer. But then this one, I was gonna do something a little more involved, but I felt like it was kind of really thick and it wouldn't stay flat. So it's the same kind of concept. I cut a little bit more off the front, and then I have a full piece for the brick wall on an inside very vanilla card. So just another version, another way to do that. I kind of like the simpler version myself, but if you want to dress it up a little more, you can add even more beer.
There you go. There you go.
All right. Are you ready to share your card, Mom?
I am. And I had to keep from chuckling because yeah, we brought out, I mean, we have not seen each other's projects today. So I brought out some of the same things, but so my card base is also early espresso, 8.5 by 5.5 scored at 4 1/4. I brought out some of that He's the Man Designer Series paper as well. This is Sahara sand. It's kind of got, you know, just a little bit of that texture that I was looking for.
I love that.
And then I've got a piece of basic white, 5 1/4 by 4, and it's torn along the edge. And I've already stamped the greeting, "Oh, ale, yes." So that's going to go in there when we get to it. All right, so and then I just have some scraps for the design elements. And again, I think my card is pretty simple as well. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp. Sure I am. There we go. I'm just going to stamp it in memento. So I've got my beer mug, if you will. And I've got my beer glass. And I'm gonna set these out of the way. And I've got my my foam, which is gonna get die cut here. So I'm just gonna kind of stamp it anywhere. And then my greeting, I'm just gonna grab another little one here. Oh no, I did this in, oh shoot.
What's wrong?
The wrong color. I did it in early espresso.
Oh.
And of course, my cleaner is across the table. All right, here we go. All right, so my stamping is done. And I decided, since Dad and Al pretty much like dark beers, that I was just going to bring out some blends rather than stamp the image, because you can stamp the liquid part in there, but I wanted to do something a little bit different. So for this one, I started with some bronze. So I don't know if this may seem weird to you guys, but and then I brought out some of the natural. Oh shoot, well that's crappy coloring.
Oh.
So I'm gonna blend a little darker over this as well, kind of to look like a porter, which is a dark thing. Dark thing. Good, Susan. I'm just, yes. So I just want to add a little more dark to this. A little more dark. I can't talk today. I worked out this morning. I'll blame my trainer. How's that?
Oh.
Okay. So anyway, that's supposed to look like porter. And then I brought out, this is number 500. And I'm just going to add, because I like a little bit lighter beer. I don't drink beer that often. I did like Guinness though, when we were in Ireland. But even like, you know, if you've been to a bar and you watch them use that handle thing and pour the beer, well, in Ireland, it's completely different. It's a pumping system. And I swear it just makes the beer taste so much better. Anyway, all right. So those are the elements that I would die cut. So here they are, die cut. Magic of television and all that. I did do the foam for both, but I'm only going to use, I think, one of the foams. And I also then brought out, so here I used the stitched rectangles to do the birthday greeting. And then I brought out this piece from the He's the Man. And this is in the specialty paper where all the stickers, or the die cuts are. I love this. And I just thought this would be kind of fun to use on this card. So now we're just going to do some assembly. All right, so let's start with our innards and our old alias. I just love that little thing. It makes me laugh. All right. All right, so once we have this guy in here, and I debated whether I should, cut it down a little bit, make it kind of askew, but I am going to kind of do this, I think. I'm committing, so. Actually, I just started prepping this and I didn't even make another sample. I just thought, yeah,
oh,
I'm going with it. I'm just going with it.
I love it. Living on the edge.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm going to put this guy here. And let's put his foam up here. Really, it should have gone, I think, underneath. But oh. That maybe, huh? Oh, now stay down. That's all right, because I'm going to put you on some dimensionals.
Mark is still doing the home brewing, isn't he?
I do believe so. He's also baking bread every week for the two. So yeah, we had a video chat with him on Saturday, and he was kneading and getting, resting it and doing all the kinds of things that you do.
I love it.
Now, wait a minute. Now, where do I want this? Maybe I want this up here. Yeah, we'll just throw this across the top.
Looking good.
I almost used that plaid paper you used from that. He's the Man.
I didn't use any on my card.
Oh, didn't you pull it out? Maybe I was.
No, I can't find my He's the Man paper. It is
no.
here. There was another card I prepared. I stamped like all the pieces, and I wanted to add a little piece of that He's the Man, and it's missing. Like it has disappeared. No. And I feel like someone's pulling a prank on me or something. I'm sure it'll turn up, but I did show a sample that had some plaid on it, but that wasn't my
maybe that's what I was thinking. Anyway, so I thought, like you, that this needed a little bit of something. So I just because these are kind of manly man things.
Yeah, like little rivets or something.
Let's see, where do I want it? Here?
I would move it over a little to your left, up a little higher. Nope, down. Oh, kind of where you were, but up just a little more. Up, right there. Nope, down. That's fine. Right there. And then move the bigger one over to the left, because you need to kind of create like
my triangle.
Yep, there you go.
There, that's better. I always struggle sometimes with placing these things. But
anyway,
here is my, I think, fairly clean. I love it. But I really like the idea of embossing that in clear, and I don't know why I didn't think of it, because I think that would be the finishing touch. So I may just do that. I may just somehow do it. Yeah. Anyway, there we go. That's my card. And I have examples to show. I cracked it open for the first time to make this card.
I love it. Well, let's turn the camera around and we can show off our cards together. Oh, such good cards. I think these will be perfect for Jim and Dad, although they do say birthday, at least mine does, but Jim's got a birthday coming up too. So,
this may be his birthday card. I could save it for Mark.
There you go.
Until January, so we'll see. I may forget I made it by then.
He's gonna get all kinds of beer cards now with the Brewed for You coming up. I think this is such a great bundle for all the men in your life who love beer, and the women too who love beer. Beer is not just for guys.
Yeah,
I'm not a beer drinker, but I know
once in a while, if we go to the ball game, sometimes Dad will get a beer and I'll have a sip or two. I'm not a big beer drinker, but
I prefer wine. All day long, I'll take the wine. So I don't know if that other cup, that other glass in this set, I don't know if that's supposed to be like a little wine. It doesn't, I don't know.
It reminds me of a brandy snifter.
Yes.
Sniffer.
It does seem smaller like that. Like I don't know that it's quite, definitely not a wine glass, but
a goblet
of some
looking
kind.
Over there. Yeah. But we can, that would be kind of fun. That little goblet thing would be good for New Year's with, kind of
oh yes.
And then with Happy New Year or something right there.
Yes. Oh, ale, yes.
Oh, ale, yes. Oh, you're funny.
Oh my goodness. There are so many awesome bundles in the new annual catalog, and I feel like we're just scratching the surface. So please leave a comment and let us know if there's a bundle that you would like to see us feature in an upcoming Sunday stamping with Susan and Julie video. We'd love to hear from you.
We sure would. And so today's the 19th. So literally within 2 weeks, the new mini starts.
Yeah, I know. We're gonna have a whole bunch of new stuff to share.
Yeah, we are. So and I don't know about you, Julie, but again, I haven't stamped one thing with anything from the mini yet.
Nope. So it came in a box and I looked at it and that's about it.
Yeah, I kind of shoved the paper up in the thing, up in my, where I keep DSP, and
Mine's still in a box on the floor. I haven't even done that.
Oh, well, there's a lot of fun stuff in there. And so I'm kind of anxious to start playing with it. So, but I have a couple other things I need to do first before I can start playing with it.
Yeah.
Actually, I just thought of something I do need to, because I have a team meeting tomorrow.
Yes.
And I told them we would use new catalog stuff. So it's like, oh, I better get cranking.
There you go. I'm starting to work on some swaps too. Those are going to be due pretty soon.
That's
So
right.
I know it's just going so fast.
Yes.
Well, let's wrap it up. I'm so
Let's
glad
wrap
that
it.
you were able to join us and watch Sunday Stamping with Susan and Julie this week. I hope that you enjoy the rest of your Father's Day if you're celebrating with fathers, sons, brothers, or other important people in your life.
All right. Well, have a wonderful week, everybody. And we will see you next Sunday Stamping with Susan and Julie. Goodbye.
Bye. Love you, Mom.
Love you too, babe.